Hey there, worship team. Hope you guys are doing well today. This is your update video for the 12th of October, 2020. I know some of you are off school today and off work today, so I hope you're having a good day off and taking advantage of some decent weather. Well, I have three things for you today. The first two are going to be pretty quick. The third is going to be a little more in depth, and it's definitely not mandatory that you watch it. However, if you do want to get a little more insight into what we're planning for the Christmas decor and the Christmas season this year, let me encourage you to watch all the way to the end of this video. So let's start with the first two really quick items. The first thing is I want to talk about the November schedule. As has been the case since we came back from quarantine, we are looking at different scheduling options to see how we can help our folks come back to church and start to re-engage with in-person congregational worship again. And so what we found through our experimentation is that the 9 o'clock time slot and the 10:30 time slot both seem to be really popular time slots. Not only have we had full services, but in some cases, we've had overflow in the chapel. So we think that it's important to keep those time slots. Another popular time slot has been the 5:30 p.m. Saturday service. So moving forward in the month of October, we're going to keep all three of those times. Saturday at 5:30 p.m. and Sunday at 9 o'clock a.m. and 10:30 a.m. The 12 o'clock p.m. time slot will be retired starting November 1st. Now, while we do make that change starting November 1st, do make a note that Saturday, October 31st, we will not have a Saturday night service because that's going to be Trunk Fest. And if you tuned into the services the past couple of weeks, you've seen the promo for Trunk Fest. And just as a sidebar, let me encourage you, if you've not already signed up, either to give to the Candy Fund or to sign up to participate with your car, decorating your car, and just making a really memorable experience for our kids. Let me encourage you to go in and to sign up and to participate. I believe the time on that is going to be 2 to 4 p.m. on Saturday, October 31st. Let me confirm that really quick. Yes, indeed. According to the FBMWorship website, under the events page, the time on the 31st is 2 to 4 p.m. So it's going to be a fun fall, harvesty feeling afternoon. Come out, bring your car, and let's create some great memories for our kids and some kids in the community. Second announcement today, I want to draw your attention to blockout dates. If you've not already put in your blockout dates for November and December, please run as fast as you can to Planning Center and get those blockout dates locked in. This Wednesday, October 14th, is the deadline for that. Those of you who are team leaders, starting on Thursday, you can go ahead and start putting your schedules together for November and December. Just a word really quick on the Saturday night team. I want you to go ahead, audio team and projection team, go ahead and start scheduling your team out in November and go ahead and do it for December as well. Backstage, we're still going to go without backstage on Saturday nights for the foreseeable future there. The transitions are really minimal on Saturday nights. We're not dealing with the TV, of course, and we just have a chair and an iPad stand, and the band up front is more than capable of grabbing that equipment and making those transitions. So audio team, projection team only for Saturday night services. And finally today, if you've watched this far, you've gotten all the information you need. If you want to have an in-depth overview of what Christmas is going to look like from a decor standpoint this year, keep watching. This year's Christmas series will be called The Big Reveal. The next few weeks leading up to Christmas, once we finish the October series called The Evil One, we're going to be into a short little series on the Second Coming. We'll be talking about the rapture of the church and the return of Jesus. We'll then go from that into the Remembrance, or a service that we're calling the Remembrance. That's going to be a Lord's Supper weekend. And then we'll be into the Christmas series, which is going to be called The Big Reveal. And all of those are going to tie together. But let me show you what we've done from a design element and how all of this is going to fit together. Now, what we're going to go over here is the decor we're going to be putting in place on November 20th. So the first thing you see here in the middle of the screen is the graphic from the big reveal. And you'll notice our dominant color is blue. The navy blue also tied in with this softer, lighter blue here. And then we also have some neutral taupe tan colors, which will tie in to burlap later on. Now, if you've seen some of my earlier videos, you saw the Christmas tree video that I shot a couple of weeks ago, and that also has some burlap panels on it as well. We'll also be using more traditional green trees this year, and so that kind of forest hunter green will also tie in to the graphic. We've not included it here in the graphic itself because we're using the trees themselves to really bring that extra color in. So just a reminder, here are the special wooden trees that we're making this year. Each of these tan panels is burlap, and the white panels are the whitewash white color that we showed a few weeks ago. If you haven't seen that, you can go back and find that video and kind of see what those are going to look like. So now let's go through the whole setup. This is what we're going to be putting in place on November 20th. I'll do kind of a quick flyover here, and if you want more details, of course, you can always reach out to me and I can explain further what we're going to be implementing. Let's start. This is the main lobby right here. These are the stairs that go up to the second floor, and you would pass through to the worship center here. So this is over the main entrance. What we've done in the past is we've always used this as a feature to kind of highlight somehow the series title. And what we're planning to do this year is to rent 4 TVs and stitch the image together so that we can do a digital graphic of our logo for this series, and then do some other graphic elements as we have different events throughout the Christmas season. If that doesn't work out, if the TVs, if we're not able to secure those for the Christmas season, then we've got a backup plan that includes using the letters from the Christmas Lights series back in 2018. You'll remember we had the graphic that we cut out of using a CNC machine, cut out of MDF and put up here. Well, we'll use the Christmas from the Christmas Lights logo and put that in place of the TVs. So as you can see on the sides, we're using the wooden trees that the design we've already talked about, and then we'll put some 7-foot and 4-foot regular green trees on either side. We'll not be using ornaments on all of the green trees. We're going to use some in guest reception and just random places throughout. And though we are using pre-lit trees, we're going to use it in combination with some larger light bulbs. I don't actually have a picture of that here, but it'll make sense, and we'll have all of that set up for you, of course, on November 20th. All right, so let's talk about these elements down here. These are large lanterns that we're going to be tying into the design this year. These are some designs that we'll have cut out on a CNC machine, and then we'll just drop some regular Edison light bulbs in the bottom, and of course we'll have a top on this too, and the light will then radiate out the front, and you'll be able to see the design through the slats right there. The back side will just be a solid piece of, these are 1/2-inch MDF, so that'll be a solid piece of 1/2-inch MDF, and then on the front, the front will actually will be where the light will pass through. I think it'll be a cool design element. So that's the main entrance. Let's go over here to the star tree location. This year, like I said, we're going to be using more traditional green trees. And so we have a 15-foot tree we'll put here in the middle, and then 2 12-foots on either side. And of course, incorporating the wooden trees. And if we have room, we're still kind of laying things out, in our minds here. But if we have room, we're going to put some 7-foot trees on either side here and just make a nice kind of cluster of trees off to your left as you come in the main entrance. We'll also be wrapping boxes to use as presents, and so we'll use the blue from the graphic. We have some really great wrapping paper that ties in that blue. We're also using craft paper to imitate the burlap, and then just some regular kind of flat white paper to pull in all of those colors into the actual Christmas presents themselves. Up at the top of the balcony, it's a very simple little setup. We'll use some 7-foot and 4-foot trees up here, and we'll also use our wooden trees, setting this up so that the trees kind of as you come in, I'm sorry, I'm spinning us around here awkwardly. As you come in, you'll actually, the back of the wooden trees, the stands should be hidden using these green trees, and then the front side of this, the feature side, will actually be up here on the second floor landing, where you'll see the wooden trees, the 7-foot trees, and the 4-foot trees. We're also, as we've done in years past, going to use the Edison lights on the handrail here, going around the banister. And underneath the TVs in the main lobby, we're actually going to, this year, hang some ornaments that match our color scheme as well. These are 6-inch ornaments, so they're a little bit larger. And we'll just use some regular fishing line to hang those in a pattern underneath, kind of a random pattern underneath the TVs. From there, let's go over to guest reception now. In guest reception, it's going to be pretty simple, and it's going to look more traditional than we've been in previous years. But we're going to do 2 7-foot trees, 2 4-foot trees, a green wreath, just a regular kind of evergreen wreath. And you'll remember from the graphic, the stars, these elements right here. Well, we've also got them right here. So we're going to cut these out of some, thin pieces of plywood, paint them up, and then hang them from fishing string in front of the wreath right here. And this will be kind of our Christmas photo booth area. That's where we usually try to put that spot during the Christmas season. So pulling out of there, let's go into the worship center now. Talk about how this design is going to work on stage. Right here on the front of the stage, we've got our lanterns. We're going to do 6 of those across the front of the stage. That's going to give a really nice glow coming off the stage area there. You'll see we've also got wooden trees across the platform. We're probably going to build a little riser to put one of these trees on, just to give some vertical variation in the height of the trees a little bit. We'll put some 7-foot trees across the platform. Over on the left side, on the stage extension, we'll also put a 7-foot and 2 4-foot trees over there. And then next to the screens, where we usually do some type of large feature, we're going to do a cluster of trees that we've used in previous years. If you think back to the Joy series, that was in 2016, we used a series of these smaller trees right here. These are just thin wooden frames. And you'll remember we used porch screen and put porch screen in the middle and then shot light up through it. Well, we're going to repurpose those trees this year, take out the porch screen and put burlap in the middle, and then shoot light from the top down through these trees. I think it'll be a great element that kind of ties everything together, and the best part, reuses some things that we've already built and designed in the past. So there you go. That is the 2020 Christmas decor layout. There are a few things I haven't mentioned here, like the east entrance and the chapel, and over here, actually off to the right side, we're going to put like a wooden tree and a couple of small green trees over there. Just some small elements that'll kind of tie it together. But that gives you the main idea of what we're trying to accomplish this year. That's all for this week's update. Be sure to keep up with us over on the FBMWorship YouTube channel. You can also connect with us on Facebook and the FBMWorship Facebook group. And if you're not getting our weekly emails, reach out to me and I'll get you signed up for the email list. Have a great week, and we'll see you next weekend.